ask you guys about another project, Ben and Matt, that you guys are involved in, and I can't wait to see, and that's Unstoppable, because it's gotten some reviews. Both Jennifer and Jarrell's performances have gotten incredible reviews. So what can we take away from this, and what are you most excited for people to see when they go see this project?
Well, Unstoppable is in a way, I mean, it's a very different movie than this, but in a way it's similarly rooted in the passion of really talented artists, and Billy Goldenberg and Jennifer and Don Cheadle and Jarrell and Bobby Cannavale, all of whom were really passionate about this film, and then got to know Anthony and Judy and the relationship with them, and the passion they had to bring the story to life. Again, it kind of speaks to a certain kind of thing I guess we're drawn to, which is we really believe in the power of storytelling when the people involved in it are like deeply emotionally connected to the story.
You make people believe in something.
Surprised to see you? Don't be.
When they see you, they don't see someone who's missing a leg. They see someone who is unstoppable.
Jennifer's spectacular, and Anthony is in the movie in part as himself, does the wrestling, and Jarrell's amazing, and Bobby Cannavale, as I said, and Billy Goldenberg did a great job, and Don Cheadle. So it's another one that we're really, really proud of, and I think if there's any sort of key to what success we've had so far, and I feel already, but even though Small Things hasn't opened yet, it's just an enormous success for us because of how beautiful it is. We kind of believed in the right people, and Unstoppable is another example of that.
I will live in the past, the present, and the future. I will not shut out the lessons that they teach.
So you guys know this story is inspired by a real scandal in Ireland. And so outside of the history lesson here, what's the message that you want audiences to take away from this? Cillian, maybe this is, a good question for you.
Well, I've been asked this a lot, and, I really don't think it's the place of films or art in general to kind of be prescriptive or dogmatic, because we got enough of that from the church, to be honest with you, in Ireland. I think it's about asking questions. And I think the film does posit a lot of questions, and hopefully it's quietly provocative. And certainly, the film opened today in the UK and Ireland, and people have been like, it's been doing amazingly well. There's sold out screenings, and so people really want to go and look at this, look at what happened, but I think I'm all for understanding as opposed to blame, and trying to ask questions. And what happens when the lights go down and it goes to black at the end, or the lights come up, I should say, people just sit there.
Yeah.
Get up, and then they start talking. And, it's quite a radical ending the way this movie ends. It's really when the story starts. So as a result, you get a lot of people who have very different points of view, and there's a lot of people in Ireland and also around the world, Matt and Ben are from Boston, they know about all this stuff. And, there's people walking around and, this was their lived experience. Do you know what I mean? So I suppose my answer to your question is that it is making people talk, which I'm really, really proud of.
Well, both my producer and I called each other after we watched it. We had lots of questions. We had lots, so you're right. It is definitely a talking piece. I wonder, is it true that your wife was the one who actually said to you, you need to take this book and bring it to the screen?
My wife has all the good ideas in our house.
Good answer.
She's a fan of Claire Keegan, and myself and Tim were kind of looking for stuff to do, and she was there and we were chatting, and she said, what about this book? But I had read it, but I didn't imagine that the rights would be available, and miraculously they were available. So it was my wife's amazing kind of forethought, and then just we were just so lucky that the rights were available.
Matt, you said good answer. Does your wife ever pitch projects to you or encourage you to take certain roles?
Oh yeah, all the time. Yeah. Well, she's a producer, so she's a huge, and has been for 20 something years, a massive part of my decision making. And
Matt's wife is much better at this job than Matt is.
That's fair. That's fair. No, she's got great taste and is really smart about this stuff and hasn't steered me wrong yet. So, yeah, that's why I could co-sign Cillian's answer there.
Cillian, I do want to ask you, there's so much excitement for the Peaky Blinders movie. And
Yeah.
you're introducing Barry Keoghan and Rebecca Ferguson, who I'm obsessed with, to this project. What has that been like shooting with them and bringing them into the fold?
Yeah, we're shooting it right now. It's very strange for me to be back playing the character, but really like different, but familiar. Do you know? And the script is absolutely zinging, and we've got a great director, Tom Harper, and yeah, we got Barry and Rebecca, and we got Tim Roth as well, and a lot of the regular amazing actors that we have over the TV shows. So it feels quite kind of emotional because I figured out that I started making that show like 12 years ago this month.
Yeah.
It's a big chunk of my
I know
life.
you have a good TV show when like the culmination of it is in the movie version. 12 years, I would say that's a mark of success.
It's
Fingers
true.
crossed.
If I have one final time for one question, because there's a scene in the movie where young Bill is asked what he wants for Christmas, and he says, you know, a jigsaw puzzle. So we're nearing the holidays. We're through with Halloween. I'm a Christmas nerd, so I'm already pulling out my decorations. Is there one thing that's on your list as we near this holiday season? Do you guys get gifts?
This is going to sound like one of those fake answers, but it's actually not. Like if all I want for Christmas is for people to see small things like these, because I think it will truly, you know, we sit around and talk about like, well, why are all these movies so similar? Why is it that we were getting the same thing? Or does it all have to be X or Y kind of movie? And this is a wholly original, I think, extraordinary, magnificent, beautiful, sublime, really powerful piece of art. And these things need to, like, if we really want to see them and have them in our lives and culture, like, we've got to go watch them. You know what I mean? It's not just sort of nice to have them in the ether while we like then just kind of inject ourselves with you know, corn syrup and sort of like are happy that they're out there. Like they need to be supported in order to watch, because it's really the audience that dictates what movies get made. Like the power of where you spend your money to buy your ticket and what you watch, you're gonna create, you being the audience, create the cinematic reality. It's a lot of power the audience has, and I guess it's important for people to be mindful of it and think of it that way, because you can fashion the landscape. And I personally would love a landscape with more films like this.
I love that. Ben said it all, huh?
Yeah, that was a beautiful answer, Ben.
I think he nailed it.
Yeah, that was well said.
It also is a Christmas movie, small things like these.